Um, I have been in sort of the, not I sort of been, I've been in the talent management HR space for about 10 years, which sounds wild to say because I'm only 37. But I've had the ability and the chance to really interact with organizations and figure out sort of why they move the way they move. Um, but my sweet spot is recruiting, specifically like just good old fashioned recruiting and like getting to know people, getting to understand the why behind the role, talking to people, finding out or observing the thing that they're not saying while also paying attention to what they're saying. Obviously, the times that we're in right now, what it is to do this work, what it is to be a career professional and navigating through finding jobs and networking, and you recently got laid off, an organization just got acquired, an organization is doing layoffs, they're doing another round of layoffs, they're doing another round of layoffs, you're on LinkedIn, you're networking, you're going here, you're going there, remote, hybrid, in office, return to work policies, all the things, right? Specific to the job piece, in terms of finding a job and what we've been told is necessary in order to find a job. One thing that I think is not said enough is to make sure that your values align. I don't know if that is said enough. Is making sure that your values, first of all, figure out what your values are, right? Does this organization align with my values? And sometimes you may want to do this even before you get into how big is the organization, how much money they made this year, what professional development opportunities, who I be working with, do I have before you get into all of the stuff that we normally focus on, press releases and like innovative projects, all that stuff. Before you get into all that, what are my values? And is this company, not even the job, is this company aligned with my values? Because if we start doing that more often, it'd be a little easier to really hone in on the job, really hone in on the company, and then the job that we want to be a part of. This was an aha moment for me, prior to the role that I'm in now, where I was working with someone who I confided in at the time and had a conversation around my own sort of, I'm not feeling fulfilled, feeling a little frustrated, realizing that this is ultimately not the work that I want to do, but I'm trying to navigate through it and figure out the why behind it. I'm trying to understand, what am I supposed to do? And she asked me, like, what are your values? And I was stuck. I was like, huh, what are my values? What do I put value in the context of my professional career and just being a professional? What do I put value in? Do I look at sort of money, being financially stable? Do I value whether I'm someone who is very empathetic? Does this organization demonstrate empathy in the work that they do? Creativity and trust. Does this organization demonstrate that? Does this job put me in a position where I am trusted, where I can trust people, where I can demonstrate empathy, all those things? When you start to lead from that angle, then you're like, huh, do I really need this job? I really want to be a part of this organization? Because it's not until you are like months, years in, and then all of a sudden you start to be like, hold on, wait a minute, this ain't feeling. And low key, this is why some of y'all who are in jobs, and then all of a sudden you start to feel a little like this ain't sitting because something's off. And it normally is in the values department. And that's sometimes where you figure out what you value. You start to notice some energies with senior leadership or certain managers, or you notice certain initiatives are coming out and it doesn't sit right with you because it's giving off a thing that's counterintuitive to your values. So then you got to figure out, what am I supposed to do? Clarity. Clarity, 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 clarity. And then you got to execute on the how and the vision, and then the results will be what they are. I think it's time to like really get into more conversations about navigating in this workforce, navigating in careers, and not speaking from a place of like, you know, resume writing and interview questions, but like, let's really get into the nitty gritty of a thing. Let's really talk about the topics that aren't necessarily talked about, like making sure you know your values and making sure your values align with the organization and the job you want to be a part of. I have been wanting to create more content around this, and I'm getting into a headspace where it's time. It's time to really talk about a thing. It's time to really have the conversation. It's time. It is time. Let me know what y'all think. Let me know what y'all want to talk about. Let me know what y'all want to hear. I will work on doing more videos so y'all can really know who I am and why this work, it hits different for me and why it matters to me so much. So until next time.